I'm going to make this as brief as possible. I've got a couple of things here I want to talk about. First off, the film that you saw the last time, the number 3 in this series, was taken down 3 times by YouTube. And I just want to mention this for the fact that it proves my point that I was saying in the other film, that YouTube has an agenda. All of these big companies have an agenda, and the agenda is to work against the will of the people. Take in mind that the second film in this series had graphic pictures of Kennedy being shot and Marilyn Monroe's dead body and so forth and so on. And YouTube didn't say one word about that. That was fine. But put on something on Plandemic, the documentary that they have targeted, that doesn't have any graphic material, that doesn't have any cussing, it doesn't have any nudity, it doesn't have anything. It's just a doctor talking to an interviewer, and they take that down, they targeted it. 3 times I put it up, 3 times they took it down. And what it was that they've got programmed into their computers the metadata from the sound bites of Plandemic. I had to strip those out, and that's where you see some blank spaces with some text saying that this is where it was. I had to take that out before I could put it up. Now, they didn't tell me what I needed to do to put it up. I simply kept putting it up and experimenting with different things, and that's how I figured it out. But I just want to let you know that the number 3 in the series, the one previous to this one, was taken down 3 times by YouTube. Not strikes, they just were removed, just like the CEO talks about in that film. I left those clips in there. This next one you're going to watch touches on some of the surveillance. Today is June the 12th. All of these 8 that you're going to see were recorded on May the 20th. And I realize that they're a little bit dated, and I get some kickback from some of the subscribers, some of the people that watch that don't subscribe, but they watch anyway. And they'd like for me to do that. If I'm going to do current stuff, I need to do up to date. My wife is on my back about this, saying, well, there's other things going on and you're not covering them. Well, these just take a long time to put together. I have a particular result that I want, that I have to be satisfied with, and so they take a while. I'm sorry that they do, but they do. So that's just the way it is. But these 8, I decided to split the whole series up that I recorded on May the 20th into 8 parts, and each of them are 7 to 10 minutes. So I'm trying to make them a little bit shorter so they're more consumable. I realize that there's a lot more going on, more current events. Now, the things that I'm talking about in these 8, they're still current. About 99% of it is still relevant, even though it's already June and that was in May. But these things are still going on. And don't think that this whole pandemic thing is over, because the media is going to stir this up again, especially when we get towards the election. And I realize all the rioting is going on and all of these protests and so forth and so on about this guy that was killed in Minneapolis. My personal opinion on that, without having to go into a long film, is I don't have any tolerance for the protesting that's going on. I don't have any sympathy for them at all. They've got nothing to protest. What difference does it make? I don't know what people are getting all torn up about. Something future that I want to do that I'll mention real quick, and that is that I've got my pilot coming out for season 2 right after this. So when we finish all 8 of these, this is going to be number 4 that you're about to watch. And then when we finish the 8th one, that I've got a pilot one coming out. That's going to be fun. And then in the future, what I want to do is I've read a great book on the Teapot Dome scandal. And it is absolutely the most interesting thing. It's got everything. It's got murder and sex and bribery and all of the stuff that would make a great television show, a great HBO series. I just wish they would produce it. Anyway, we're going to do a series on the Teapot Dome scandal. The Teapot Dome scandal started with the election of 1920, when Warren Harding was elected to the White House, along with his vice president, Calvin Coolidge, which was 100 years ago. So it'll be interesting, and I'm looking forward to doing that. That'll get us away from some of the current events. But that's all for this little bit of update. But just remember to subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe and like. They need to like that little thumb thing down there. Press that. And again, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the thrilling episodes that I'm putting out. So with that said, let's get on with number 4. Recently, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, who owns Facebook, he boasted this. He said, the world has faced pandemics before, but this time we have a new superpower, the ability to gather and share data for good. You see, censorship is not about morality or immorality. Rather, it is always about power and the control that power brings to the table. In some states, what they have is these drones that are running around and they're tracking people. And another thing that they're trying to do is track everybody's smartphone so that they can figure out where you're going and what you're doing. And all of the Marxist politicians are very excited about this. Listen to what Cory Booker has to say.
How do you feel about the drones?
Look, at this point, we need to save lives, and it's really important that in public spaces, people are abiding by the directives.
And doesn't it bother you that politicians are also, and the media is using words that make it sound like a communist country? I mean, you've got essential businesses and non-essential businesses. I mean, I don't know, there's something communist about it, and it absolutely drives me nuts. There is no business out there that is essential. There is no business that is unessential. What we have is capitalism. We have trade. Even essential services, I mean, we call essential services like fire and police. No, they're not essential services. We as a society have decided to have police. We have firemen. We have other things like the waterworks downtown or the electric company, and we call those things essential. But there is nothing essential about them except the emphasis that we put upon them. Any business, whether it be a cigar shop or a pizza company or a hair salon or any of these others, any business, whether it be a grocery store or a gas station, all of them are essential or non-essential based on what you want and what you desire. This idea that Costco gets to be open or that Walmart gets to be open, but if you own a little store here or there, or if you sold shoes, or if you had a haberdashery shop, then you have to be closed. That's ridiculous. That's the government picking winners and losers. To me, it's just ridiculous talking about what is essential or non-essential. And I don't need the government telling me what is essential or not essential. If you haven't gotten the idea, I don't like to be told what to do. I don't like the government telling me what to do. I'm sure as hell not going to put up with a private company telling me what to do. A little bit on that later on. And now they want to do a $3 trillion deal up in Congress. We're going to have to do probably a whole video on all that, but I don't know. It might just bore you to death. But the bottom line is that the Democrats are asking for all of these extra treats that they don't necessarily need, they just want, and they're going to pin the Republicans in because the Republicans are going to say no, and Donald Trump is going to have to say no. They're going to reformulate it, the entire thing in the Senate, and flip it back to the Democrats. The Democrats are going to say, oh, we can't sign that because you didn't include this and this and this and this, all these boondoggles for the Democrats. And so in the meantime, the people aren't going to get the money that actually need money. And in this case, they've deprived us of, because of this idea of essential businesses and non-essential businesses, the government has come in and shut all these businesses down. And in many states, the governors are either taking away licenses of businesses that are open up, or they're putting them in jail, or they're fining them. All of this draconian rule, and I can't believe these are the United States. We're still the United States? Okay, real quick. If the government can come in on day one and say, listen, for our protection, we're going to have to close your business down temporarily for today. No, wait a minute. We're going to close it down until tomorrow. No, hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to hold it. We're going to have to close it down till the end of the week. Yes, to the end of the week for all of our. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. We're going to have to close it down until the end of the month. Yes, just for 1 month. It's for everybody's safety, and you know what? You got to care about everybody. You got to care about every life, and so we got to shut your business down for a month. Did I say a month? I might have said a week. Well, I meant a month. Yeah. No, wait. It's going to be 2 months. Wait a minute. We might shut it down for the rest of the year. So basically, government can come in and shut your business down, period, forever. They can drive you into bankruptcy. The state can decide that you will be in poverty. The state can decide to rip everything out from under you. Your house, your assets, your business, whatever it is. And if you have a job, then they can shut that down too. So if you don't own a company and you have a job, then they're going to take that away from you too. The government gets to decide. Ladies and gentlemen, is this not a communist dictatorship? What is not? I mean, if you're going to use every reason that the government has to shut you down to save one life. I heard on Rush Limbaugh, they played a clip from CNN, and one of those idiots on CNN said, how much is one life worth in comparison to the GDP? It absolutely drives me nuts. Like I said in the last show, people live and people die. It's a fact. We're all gonna die. And do I care about other people dying? No, I don't care if people die. I really, really don't care if people die. People that I don't know. People that I know, of course I care that they die. But people that I don't know, no, I don't care if they die. I don't care what happens to them. But what I care about is our freedoms. I care about all the people who I don't know, and that they have freedom, because if they don't have freedom, then I don't have freedom. Now, if there's somebody out there carrying some disease, or maybe there's some guy out there carrying a shotgun and he's gonna shoot me or something, then bring it on. Bring it on. Whatever life offers us, bring it on. And that's the attitude that we have to have. I mean, we came across the Great Plains. We fought the Indians and all the diseases. And we had backbone. When I first came to Indian Territory, I lived in a dugout for 4 years in a dugout. Between 1902 and 1906, I lived in a dugout. And everybody else thought the same way. You do what you have to do to make more, to make what you want, to build what you want. And you don't need government, whether it's state or federal or even local, to come in and tell you what to do. If you like this show, then you like all the shows we have on Barbed Wire Strategy, because we have travel shows and we have politics shows and we have the cigar shows, and I personally love the cigar shows. But join us next time on Barbed Wire Strategy, and don't forget to subscribe and like. And you need to subscribe, because subscribers are harder to come by than hen's teeth. Help me and the Donald out and subscribe and like our channel. And also, don't forget to eat your Lucky Charms. They're good for you, they've got lots of vitamins and minerals, and they're hard to get, especially in the coronavirus thing. And also remember, every now and then we take a call from the President of the United States or the Queen of England. Oh, here's the President now. Hey, listen, I'll talk to you later. We'll see you on the next Barbed Wire Strategy.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. President. How are you doing?
How are you? How you doing? Okay?
Just fine.
You see what's going on now? You're not going to be forgetting about this. We closed things up. We had no choice. It's pretty vicious out there. But